Welcome back, you guys, to yet another unboxing video. And as you can see, I finally have a package from Ami. Once again, I ordered a bunch of Shield Hero related stuff, including a figure that I will not be showing in this video today, mainly because I want to focus more so on all the merchandise that's in there. And I gotta say, it is a lot more than I expected. I thought it'd be a fairly big package, having to fit so much into it, but I'm surprised they were able to fit a lot in there, including, forgive me for not having a mic, including this. So of course this came in all inside the same box. Originally I had ordered them separately, but luckily Ami has a feature where you can combine the orders and have them ship it all in one instead of separate packages or separate orders. And I was supposed to receive this on Friday, February the 6th, but instead I got it on, let's see, Monday. Actually, it was Tuesday. So yeah, I was pretty excited when I got the message that it was arriving same day, so that was pretty quick. Did not expect it to arrive early, but without trying to make this beginning part a little bit too long, we'll just go ahead and start opening some of the stuff that's inside. So of course I took the liberty of removing the figure, because I'm not sure if I want to do a separate video on that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but only reason is because I don't have the space for it. But let's just go ahead and start going through it. Of course, my personal information's on that side, so I won't be revealing that. But just to give you an idea of how much it is, all that. It's almost like I'm ordering inventory for a store that I do not own. So it's going to be a bunch of stuff like acrylics and pins. A lot of pins that I have nowhere to put it, which, now that I think about it, might be a waste to actually buy so many, but hey, I wanted it. I wanted everything. Unfortunately, I actually missed some stuff, but that's only because the pre-orders on them was over, so I wasn't able to get some of them. So acrylics and pins, but we'll go ahead and do these later since there's just so many of them. This is the heavy part right here, because these are like acrylic posters, little acrylic stands of, that's season 2, season 1, well, basically all 4 seasons. And believe it or not, there's like these stamps. These are like personal stamps that you can use to like stamp on personal documents, which, in case some of you don't know, in Japan, well, here it's comparable to like putting your signature on a package when it arrives to you. Only in Japan, they don't use signatures, they use a stamp. So a lot of people in Japan carry their own little stamps. That way they could just press onto it and essentially sign the package. So there's that. We'll probably go through this one first. You know what? No. We'll start with one of these many boxes that I've forgotten what's inside. I think that's a coaster. I know a bunch of them are going to be mugs, so we have to start somewhere. Where's my knife? There it is. Should have been better prepared and actually have bought a mic a long time ago, but I haven't done these videos in a long time, and it just never really crossed my mind until I did a short little video with a friend of mine who had wireless microphones. So we'll just go ahead. We'll start with this one. I don't want to make this video too long, but I can tell it's going to be long. And also it is It is like, what, 11? Actually, 10:30 at night right now. I held back on making a video because I was expecting a bunch of noises in the background, but luckily it's just my brother. I do have a roommate. So, first box, I wonder if it's, what it's going to be. Okay, it's a mug. An Eat Ski mug. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. Now, I'm not going to drink or actually use it at all. Oh, that's pretty good. It's not like blurry or zoom. When you look at it up close, it's not like very blurry. A few little faded spots here. Oh, no, that's just dust. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Season 4. So apparently I didn't realize that Rafteli figure says Season 2. So that tells me they are ways behind on making figures. So there's, of course, you wash it, don't microwave it, don't cook, don't put any flames underneath it. So there's an Eat Ski mug. And apparently, I am following like a small group of Shield Hero fans from Japan. And they, of course, post and retweet a bunch of stuff that's going on in Japan. And there's a lot of more merch that I have not been able to find. So there's Sign. There we go. That's her name. Sometimes I gotta remind myself who they are again. So here's Sign. So there's that one. Get to the next one. Here we go. There's Philo. So each character is going to have like their own little color scheme. Of course, Philo's colors is going to conflict with Ren because they are both blue. So let's see what Ren's colors are going to be. See his picture right there. Does it say where they're made? No, it doesn't. Or at least not in English. So there's full. Kind of an odd green color in my eyes. Not sure what color it shows up on here. It's actually lighter on the camera than it is in person. So there's that. Of course, I'm never gonna drink from it. I do already have a small one. So here we have Atla, which she doesn't have a color scheme on here. So I wonder what, unless there's no ink, there was no ink left to fill in her color. Actually, no, she kind of doesn't. She does have like gray, but I wouldn't necessarily say she has a color scheme except just for gray. So now Risha and Naofumi, they're both green, so let's see what type of shade of green one of them has. So there's Motoyasu, so his is like red. Let's give that a look. Geez, that is a dark red on my eyes, but fairly lighter on the camera. So let's see what kind of shade of red she is. Oh, it's actually fairly bright on my eyes right now. See a little glimpse. Okay, she's like a brighter red than Motoyasu. Motoyasu's is let's see. Let's do a quick comparison of the red. So yeah, his is darker, hers is lighter. Geez, no wonder it was catching my attention. So here we have Ren, the sword hero. So there's Ren. Take a look around, nothing underneath. They're all the same cup. Same mug, just different design. So there's Melty. So hers is a shade of blue. More so leaning on purple. Because that's really her color scheme. It's going to be purple. So it looks like blue right there. Some kind of shade of... Ooh, that is a dark and light purple. So that's cool. There's Melty. Next up. So there's Naofumi. Okay, so his we'll have to compare his green to Rishia's green, so I'm guessing his is going to be darker than Rishia's. Because Risha is also green. There's Rishia. Yeah, definitely hers is going to be a lighter shade. Oh no, looks just about the same. Let's compare. So there's Risha's green and there's Naofumi's green. So roughly about the same, except just Naofumi's is a little bit, just a tad bit darker. Now, of course, like, oh, these are like, God, what are these? I don't know Japanese, but oh well, I'm not gonna use them for really anything except for just display purposes. I had my own shelf or space to show them off, but I don't, so they're just gonna go back in the box. Oh, it is like a coaster. Oh, it is a coaster. So there's Atla. Ain't no way I'm gonna put anything on top of these. So that's pretty cool. Coasters. Never knew they'd make merchandise of this, but they did. I mean, I never thought they'd make shot glasses of this series either. Here, let me just show you. Wasn't even in the box, but just to show you guys. Shot glasses from, I believe I got this on Crunchyroll. Yep, there it is, Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll. Season 2. The worst season. We'll go ahead and show them off. Drop Talia. Melty. What the hell? Get it out of the box. There's her coaster. They made merchandise for me to use, but that I'm not gonna use properly at all. Because I don't want to ruin it. And Ami doesn't really restock on any of this stuff, really. So once it's gone, it's gone. Ignore the dog in the background. So there's Melty. Alright, so that wrapping, there was only two. So there's Motoyasu. It's neat how it's in cursive, but it's in English, not in Japanese. These are supposedly all the way from Japan. So why is it in English? Unless I specifically bought the English translated versions from a Japanese store. So there's Motoyasu. So there's Ren. Give that a quick look. Again, I bought these without realizing what it is they were. I just saw it and I said, I'm buying it. What it is, I did not read. And apparently there was a baseball event where, of course, they had Shield Hero merch, and of course they did not sell that online. They sold it if you went to the game, which bums me out, really. So there's Philo. Go ahead and give that a quick look. So there's Philo. Here we have Rishia. It's kind of a hassle to get it out of here, so I'm not even going to bother. So, just a quick look around. That's really about it. And Itsuki. Gee, I'm kind of glad that I didn't get these before the convention we had here locally, where the voice actor, the English voice actor of Itsuki actually showed up. I did post about it on my profiles, so there we go. That's funny. He's blocking the T. So here we have Sign. Let's give that a quick look. Nothing really special. Now Fumi. give that a quick look, quick turn around. They're all the same, all the same really, but I want to show all sides of it. It's like wondering why it's kind of hard to slide it back in there because the wrapping, that's the wrapping shield, the clear plastic covering it or protecting it just to. Here we have full. Never really paid attention to their last name except for the heroes and other characters, but Phaon, full Phaon. Forgot that was his last name. There's full, and of course he is the last coaster. Oh, that's one. Now let's do the one with less. That'll be less of a hassle. So let's try doing this. Now I have seen these designs floating around on the Japanese pages for like a really long time. Of course they get all this stuff way before they show up on the Ami website. Which my guess is that Ami has to, of course, gather up all the merchandise before they start selling it. So, jeez, these things are heavy. I won't believe how heavy these things are all together. Let's start with some of the small stuff. Okay, let's. I need to set this down. Kind of heavy. So we'll go ahead and show this off. I have forgotten what these are. Like, no, seriously, I've forgotten what this is supposed to be. Like I said, I just bought it on instinct. And of course, I'm not gonna even bother to look back on what it actually is. So it doesn't look like you've put anything through it. It's just there. It's just a. There's something in the middle right there. Oh well, doesn't really look like you slide anything in or out or act as a wallet, which I wouldn't put it past them to make a wallet. So that's pretty cool anyways. Where am I going to put this? Where am I going to show this? No idea. Set that aside. Get to the smaller stuff. Still. So these, if I'm not mistaken, these hold the little stamps that people in Japan use to like sign documents and other stuff. Where's the... Oh, gonna have to ruin it. Yep. Oh, there it is. So how do I... Okay. Oh, that's cool. So it does go there. I'm guessing here is... Yep, there it is. Oh, it does. It's the stamp ink, which I should have one somewhere in here. So why aren't they in here? So I have really no use for these. We do not stamp our documents. We have to put in a signature, which means learning cursive, which I've actually learned cursive. I actually don't mind it. Here we have another stamp. Actually, just toss that aside. I want to reuse that. So here we have this design. Pretty adorable. There's Rafchan. Once again, there's the ink. So what you do is you grab your stamp, and on the side with the design or logo, you, of course, try to get some ink on it, and then you just stamp it, and then you just put it back in. Which, pretty sure this will dry up in a few months or years because I have no use for it. But pretty cool to have. So here's the back side on one of them. And this is, of course, season 2. So that's pretty cool. Such a shame it doesn't come with like a stand or something. Because it would be cool to have them have like an acrylic stand, have them all lined up. So of course, season 2, once again the worst season, but cool art nonetheless. Pretty cool cover. Here is season 3. So it's just like the cover on the poster I have over there. Alright, so here we have season 1. I'm sure everyone's familiar with this cover. A bunch of posters and merch, all in this image. Of course, it's going to say Shield Hero Season 4. That is despite the fact this is from Season 1. But it's coming off right on the same time Season 4 was. It's just about wrapping up. And here's, of course, Season 4. Pretty cool, nonetheless. So that's the, well, I would call it acrylic posters. Okay. So, alright, so that took a while to try to open up, but I decided to just tear the bag. So, we'll go ahead and start with the acrylics. So, there's Raphtalia. Do a quick little turnaround. So, there's the stand. Have the character stand up. I'm not going to take them out because it's just going to be a hassle. There's sign. Give that a turnaround. There's Rishia. Turn that around. Full. Mr. Pouty Face, now Fumi. So, of course, everyone's some kind of animal theme. So, there's Melty. Don't know what these ears are, I forgot. There's Ren. Motoyasu. Itsuki. Atla. Of course, she doesn't need an animal theme because she's already one, and neither does Philo. So there's Philo. Of course, neither does Raphtalia, I forgot. So, those are the acrylic. So let's do stamps. So there's Otoyasu, nothing in the back. There's Raphtalia, sign, Rishia, same design, just a little bit smaller. Crop. Philo, Full, Melty, Naofumi, Atla, Ren, Itsuki, and Motoyasu, and that should be about it. Yep. Whoops. So we'll finish this off with keychains, which I'm not going to hang them anywhere. So of course here we have Motoyasu, Naofumi, Raphtalia, Bowl, Ren, Sign. Oh, she's actually open. I'm not gonna open it. Looks like the tape wore off. LT, Atla, oh, wonderful. Philo, Itsuki, Rishia, and of course that was it. So let's show you guys the little mess down here. So yeah. So today, of course, quite a big haul. I'm going to cut out some little segments just to make this video not too long. So yeah, so there's all the merch, and of course the figure is going to be over there. But if you guys want, I could do an unboxing video just to show the figure around. I do have other ones as well that I ordered, but never really got around to doing a video on them, mainly because I just really don't have anywhere to put it, and I don't want to ruin it really. But once again, just don't have the space for them. A lot of this stuff isn't going to be used at all. It's just going to stay in the box, really, just like all the other stuff I bought before. So that's going to be it. I was really thinking that there was going to be more variety in the types of stuff, but once again, like I said, I was just buy it on an impulse, really, not really bothering to check on what it is, except for the obvious stuff that does say when it's like a stamp or obvious a stamp or an acrylic. And I was kind of hoping that these would come with at least the stamp, but I guess I was mistaken. So again, we really have no place to hang these, no place to show these off, because this room is packed, especially one corner over there in my room that's just stacked up with anime figures and a bunch of other stuff. So that's gonna be it for this video. Quite a lot of stuff today. Really hoping that they'll have more on the store soon, since I've seen some more themes around this series, like aside from the exclusive baseball event and also a carnival. They had a little event at a carnival, and once again it had its own theme, which I'm guessing is not going to be on the Ami store, which kind of bums me out. But there was a like a maid theme one, where Naofumi is of course a butler, Raphtalia is dressed up as a maid. So there's pictures on that floating on the Japanese parts of this series. So again, it bums me out. I'm not able to get my hands on any of that stuff either. And of course, some of the more signed stuff from the artist that makes the art for the novels. Of course, there's more merch of that, more framed posters like the one you saw before on the previous video. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description for that, or just show a picture of like one of the picture frames that I got of Philo and Raphtalia in like a school uniform. I do remember on that part they did, for that theme, they did make like an entire curtain. Well, luckily Ami didn't have that, because of course I would have bought that, but a lot of online stores in Japan, they don't do international shipping, but there are some services where they are willing to handle that stuff. But I'd imagine, of course, they're going to charge a premium for that. So there's that. There you have the mugs, coasters, stamps, acrylics, all just going to go back in that box. Thanks again, you guys, so much for watching. Really spent quite a lot of money on this stuff, but I do appreciate your guys' support. Just go ahead and leave a like in case you did like it, and comment down below if there's like anything else you guys want me to do an unboxing of, because I do have the figures for this series, except for just a good handful, but that was just mainly from season 1. So from season 2 I do have like most of the figures, so you can go ahead and let me know which ones you guys want to see, and I just might reply with whichever ones I do have. But I may upgrade the quality of these videos having a wireless mic. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks again, you guys, so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.